day where you can imagine the beautiful Morph Radio intro that oh, there's Wazzle. If I just keep stalling, everything will work out. Why can't I click on him? Oh no. Okay. Don't worry, Wazzle. I'm working on it. It won't let me right click on anybody in the audience. Oh, that's nice. Can you raise your hand, Wazzle?
And Hannah, I'm not against strawberry Nesquik. Like, it's pretty delicious. It's really hard to find up here, though.
There we go.
Yeah, they prefer the maple syrup flavor up there.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, I can't stand maple. I can't stand the taste of it. Drives me nuts. I can't even have
turned it
maple
on.
bacon.
Wazzle, I invited you. There we go. I have now gotten good. All right. We'll wait on Juana, but we'll start talking about some stuff because I think we can start talking about some stuff before Juana's part comes in. So, welcome everyone to Morph Radio. Been a little bit, but we're back because there's drama. I think I did a show ping, didn't I? Like 5 minutes ago. But we can do another show ping. We love pings.
Okay.
Show starting. Oh, okay. There we go. Yes, I want to notify 209 people. Okay. So, there is war, and when there's war, that means Morph is back. Because Morph likes war. And Morph is, Morph Radio is important for everyone. So, let's introduce our lovely panel here. We're still waiting on Juana. Juana will come and represent Blackwater, but we have the recently retired Left Behind Lefty. Say hi to the people out there.
Hello.
And
Hello.
where do you hail from, Mr. Lefty?
I'm still in Cata. That's where I am. Just hanging out.
You know, just in case someone doesn't know you, Lefty's in Cata. He's maybe the secret puppet master. We'll never really know. You know.
I am not. I am barely active.
Okay.
Like,
And our next Vice is here because we're trying to make people think that Vice and I didn't break up, even though, you know, it was a very public, nasty divorce. But it's fine. We have Mr. Tyrion. Tyrion, say hi to all your fans.
Hello, friends.
And obviously, Tyrion is from the
Immortals / Oasis.
Yep, repping Oasis today. And then we have, for the first time, no, Kilo, because we're going alphabetically, apparently. Mr. Kilo, how's it going? What you drinking?
I got some Bushmills right now.
Okay, Bushmills is solid. And you're repping the
Vacation
mystery
mode. I'm repping vacation mode.
He's repping vacation mode, but also Mystery Inc. So, and then we have Mr. Weisel, my boss, so I can't say anything too mean. Weisel, how's it going?
It's going.
It is going.
Yeah, just got home from
Weisel
work.
smells funny.
Yeah, I just got home from work, so I have to excuse that.
Did the planes go burr?
Yes, the planes went burr.
That's how you know it's a good plane, if it goes burr. Okay. And then for the first time, on the show. Representing Rose Sphere, we have Waste King. Say hello to the people, Waste.
What's up? How's everyone doing?
Oh, I'm doing well.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just got off a plane like 3 hours ago, so I'm pretty beat up, but I'm here.
Oh, we're glad you're here, man. We're glad you're here.
Good.
Okay. So, I want to start talking about how we got here before we actually talk about what's going on. Because the nap has been a source of discussion, source of contention. On the same day that the Oasis Mystery Inc. treaty thing happened, it was also the anti-nap thing, or the agreement on changing how we look at and view naps came out. And to understand why we're in this war, I think we have to understand the nap aspect of it. So I just want to hear from you guys. Kind of some of you guys signed this, the nap thing. Why do you think the 3-month nap was maybe not the best move, and why has it led us here? And we'll start with Lefty, because I know you're dying to talk.
Not exactly. Everyone knows my opinions on naps. I really dislike them. Mainly, my biggest problem with the 3-month nap is that there's been a shift. So technically, we have a portion of clock that's under a nap, which is Eclipse, I believe. And then you got Olive Rose out of it, and you got Blackwater. So that eliminates 3 big blocks. Well, and Hollywood. So that basically eliminates 4 big blocks from being able to do anything without having to like go out of their way to hit Oasis or Mystery, right? Like, yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, especially when the game runs off of our wars run off of based upon the rate of return of investments, not on some finite timeline. Like, so if we know how long it costs to rebuild and to make back our war chest, then we're not going to go to war for X amount of time, regardless, which is going to be about 3 months anyways. But it just, to me, I just view it as lazy politics. That's all I can say about it. I've been very vocal before in the past.
I don't think I've ever heard you talk about naps on this show, man. So,
Really? Liar. Fucking
yeah,
liar. Oh,
it's
my
fine.
language.
Yeah, watch language. There's children.
Yeah, you never heard. I'm okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. Tyrion, how about you? What do you think about the naps? Did Immortal sign the agreement too?
We did. We signed it. I guess I'm not as anti-nap as others. I'm more open and neutral to it. I think the nap itself is a legitimate game mechanic in terms of, there's a reason when you want to end a war, both parties have assurances that they can rebuild and have a ROI, as Lefty alluded to. But it is definitely stagnating the game. To 3 months is too long. I agree with that. Especially a lot of these wars only last a month. So you only get and these wars generally don't pop off right after the nap. Usually we're looking at maybe 2 big global wars a year, and people get bored and just stagnates the game. So I'm personally fine with naps or and the way it was clarified to me was naps are still okay as long as they're reasonable. A couple weeks, a month, that doesn't stagnate the game. But 3 months, that's a very long time, and so we agreed with that.
Kilo, any thoughts besides what's been said?
I mean, personally, I've always viewed naps as hindrances to progressing the game further. I've always said that there should be more wars that probably don't last as long, and I've always seen naps as a hindrance to that, to achieving that goal. Anything over a month is just too long.
Okay. Weisel, I know that you signed it for us.
Correct. Like,
This is
I think
the Roberts Woodstock, right?
naps have a place. A 3-month nap after a 1-month war is a 3-month blanket nap, I should say, after a 1-month war probably isn't the best thing for a nap. And after MPO's last time, yeah, that was fine. Everybody needed that, but there's a place for them in the game. After every war, after every short war, is not that place. Especially not blanket naps.
Yeah. Waste, what do you think about naps?
Yeah, I mean, like everyone has kind of said pretty much similar lines. Like it just opens the game up to be a bit more fluid at the very least, and there's no way that that's a bad thing.
Okay. I don't think Blackwater signed the nap, but Wana is late, so we can't ask him what he thinks about this agreement. So let's move on because I don't think anyone that is here is going to be
He said
disagreeing.
he said last night like something was happening, they didn't have time to sign it or whatever, but they generally aren't for naps.
Okay, well,
So yeah, they were pretty much anti-nap too. They just didn't have time to sign it or something.
okay. I know. Yeah, I definitely agree with the blanket nap thing was kind of weird, and I don't know why the blanket nap got pushed so much last war, but it I think it did end up leading to this particular situation. So I guess let's talk through what happened. So what was it about? Was it about a week ago, Lefty? The Cata started going full mill.
I think 7 days, yeah, so a week ago. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think that's where the current the road leading to this started then. So I guess Lefty, could you just walk us through? I know I read Kigo's manifesto of a war declaration.
Yeah, that was quite the manifesto, and he wanted to keep going with that, but we complained to him.
Yeah, it was a lot. So could you summarize succinctly, more so, just
So
what the Cata rationale behind the plan was?
So our original plan was to go Kata and Hand of Faith in on Mystery because simple fact is Mystery hasn't been at war for a while. A lot of us had friends on the other side as well. Thought it'd be a good, bullshit fest for a little bit for a few weeks to round out the year, and then see how it goes after that. It wasn't malicious, wasn't meant to be malicious, I should say. And if it turned into such, well, that sucks. I think it sort of got blown out of proportion. So either which way, Kata milled up, and then 2 days later, hey buddy, I'll take this back. 2 days later, Hand of Faith milled, and Aurora was changing their MMR at the worst possible time because it's Aurora. Good, thanks, Chan, Dick. Either which way, and then I guess Mystery got uncomfortable and Oasis got uncomfortable and they signed up their MDP. Not really much to it.
It was really bad timing because
It wasn't ever.
and Cata showing up together at the same time was crap.
Yeah,
Even though
like the rest of the block wasn't milling up. Like we wasn't, nor was Eclipse. I know Aurora changed her MMR was so quick, which is fine. Like they can tell you themselves that I flew into their DMs. I'm just like, seriously, why? Either which way, just timing. And I could understand how that gave them the illusion. Well, Mystery had the right to be cautious, right? The only thing I could say about that is like, I really am shocked they never actually asked me because I figured they would have. And then I was going to be like, yeah, this is what's going on because really I don't give a fuck anymore. Oh, God darn it. I got to walk to another room.
Uh, so Kilo, were you around for when this started happening on the Mystery Inc. side,
Uh,
or were you vacationing?
so yeah, I've been in vacation mode since around Thanksgiving for some real life stuff. So I missed
Sure.
like the first day or two of all of this going on. When I came back, the MDP had basically been agreed on and all that, and I was like, okay, because I've been in and out, so that's been in VM. I didn't know when the NAP expired because I'm lazy.
Sure.
And like lefty don't give a fuck, so didn't bother to check. but no, I so when I came back, all of that had been done, and I was like, well, okay, let's roll with it, I guess, whatever.
Okay. Tyrion, let's hear from you because I think you and Mr. Inc. linked up after this happened. So, what was your thought process going through this? What was going in your mind when you see Canada starting to mill and the Aurora kind of milling but not milling part of it all?
Yep. So yeah, we saw them militarizing a bit, and first of all, that kind of surprised us because we had some conversations with some folks in their gov that indicated they might be open to working with us for this next global at some point. And so we just saw milling up without talking to us. It's like, okay, well, they obviously want to move in a different direction, which is fine. But then, you start wondering, okay, well, who are they coming after? So naturally, you start asking around, start talking to the other blocks. Hey, do you guys know what's going on? No, we don't know. We don't know. Nobody knew what was going on. Asking some folks in Clock, not really getting a straight answer either. The Aurora buildup did kind of make us concerned because we saw it happening and asked about it, and we were told they weren't milling up, even though we were watching it happen. So it's like, well, why are they lying about militarizing? We're getting a little bit paranoid here. And when like I said, we were talking to all the blocks, and Mystery was also in the dark and a little concerned it was going to be them. So we talked about, okay, well, if they are coming for one of us, Oasis lacks the high tier. You guys lack, some of the depth. They looking at the tiering, they were kind of going to get beat at every tier level. So it made sense defensively, and in case they are coming for one of us, we'll defend each other. And then, there were a number of people that were concerned about, okay, we're going to get called out for secret treaties because that's what happens in this game. So we said, okay, we'll try to make it public this time, with the sole intent of trying to deter this action. Whatever it is, if it is coming for us, hopefully we can talk it down and have it reverse course. We made it clear to all the blocks that when we did this, we talked to folks on the side, hey, this is temporary, this is what's going on, this is why we're doing it. There was no aggressive intent, because if there was, we would have just went at Clock right then and there. We would have been able to go on the offensive and eliminate the threat. But we truly didn't want that war. We were hoping that we could be public about it and try to talk it out of the FA side. People took that a different direction, and it kind of spiraled from there.
Okay. Anyone want to comment on that? I'm sure some of you are dying to.
See, my understanding is that so Oasis, I believe, came to us and wanted to work with us. Somebody told somebody else. I don't freaking know. I'm not in the leadership chat anymore. And the reason we can't work with Oasis is because we'd be way too big. So it doesn't work out for us. It's no different than how we cannot work with Hollywood either, because we'd have super whale tier, right? So we have to be selective on who we can war with. And there we go. So I think that's when that got turned down, and then we moved to a different direction. But the direction that we were heading, anyways, I know before I took off, wasn't necessarily into like joining up with a couple of different blocks to do different things. Like it wasn't necessarily that. I think my understanding is most people wanted to do things, see how far we can get on our own before we were able to push with having to use somebody else. Now, I could be wrong, there is a good chance that I am. Like I don't, like I said, I'm not in leadership chat. I just relayed information that I was fed.
Weisel, from the Hollywood perspective, what were your thoughts when you saw everything going on with the mail up, the public defense treaty, etc.? Obviously, yeah.
And we obviously noticed the mill up and saw that it was just Kata and Hand of Fate, and then we also saw Aurora change their MMR, and obviously we did ask about it, and and Aurora told us that that was just their new MMR. So we were watching everything closely, and we were already planning on going to our normal peacetime non-nap MMR. So we went ahead and did that. And then the treaty is announced. So we're trying to figure out exactly what this all means. And then I guess that night, Blackwater moves to Full Mill. So the next morning, we all moved to Full Mill and started talking and see what was going on.
All right. Waste.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately our situation wasn't too different to TKR's. We're just kind of watching from the sidelines here and just watching how it played out.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things, obviously, it'd be nice if Wano was here, but I guess something must have came up. Anyone in the chat from Blackwater? I don't see any big Blackwater people here. They must not love us. This is sad. Okay. Okay, so I think one of the big points that I saw on the forums over the last day or two, and I admit I haven't read a lot of the forums, so maybe I'm just bad at FA, but I've been kind of busy. Is everyone has been really kind of dumping on Oasis and Mystery Inc. for this public treaty. And I understand that, but I think there is something to be said for having a treaty like that be public versus a kind of secret backroom type of thing. So I guess let's talk about that. Like, is it really so bad when you have blocks that are willing to work together in certain situations, put it publicly like that? Like, obviously, TKR, we're not big fans of secret treaties. You've heard us yell about it quite often, probably to some people's annoyance. But why are we then also turning around and murdering people for public treaties as well? Anyone want to take that? I want to be more of the host and let Weisel do the talking. But Lefty or Kilo or Tyrion. Anyone?
How did I
Wait.
know you were going to call me out right away?
Well, because
It's your show, mate. Call the guest out.
you're my talkie man.
The reason that we have such a problem with it is because of the hypocrisy of Oasis and those alliances that joined in on the Guns N' Roses war that claimed that Hollywood was too big. You can't be a megasphere like that. That's not fair for the game. So we're going to come in and defend Rose because that's not right. And then as soon as Oasis felt the threat, what do? They sign up with another block. They never stated originally that was temporary. All of a sudden they went on a radio show, and when they got all the negative feedback, then they were just like, oh wait, it's temporary. I'm sure it was really temporary. I'm not going to deny it. I'm pretty confident that it was. But that's where we had the problem. Now it's just principle. Like I said in the chapter, we don't have a problem with mystery. It's not mystery's problem. It is Oasis because they're the ones that set the standard. If they would never have joined in Guns N' Roses with the claim that that Hollywood was too big, I wouldn't have saber rattled so hard and said we better join this war because now Swamp 2.0, whatever the hell we're calling you guys, Swamp Molasses, I don't know, I can't keep up, is too big. And that's where it stems from. Like, secret treaty is, there's a difference between coalition building and a secret treaty. A secret treaty that is problematic is a defensive treaty, which ensures that nothing is going to change. I understand that in mini spears you had to work together in an aggressive fashion with other spears to cover tiers. But we also have to watch out about how we do that. Like, we got to stay away from these stupid dog piles that we create for ourselves and just being needless with it. Blocks shouldn't always support other blocks. Sometimes you gotta let someone take their licking because it's gonna happen. And this is essentially why Oasis caught so much shit, is because they jumped into the Guns N' Roses war, claiming that Hollywood was too big, and now they're just like, well, it's okay for us to do it. I'm sorry, you're hypocrites, and we are going to call you out on it. So this war is a matter of principle now.
Tyrion, your rebuttal, sir.
Yeah, I think there's quite a big difference between the Guns N' Roses in this situation. You know, I think Quack was not intended to be temporary. You know, like, you know, you did point out we didn't say it was temporary off the bat, but we did to talk to all the spheres basically within the day of it happening to clarify the situation. But Quack was permanent, and that's a high tier consolidation, and that took nearly the entire game to topple that. In this situation, you know, it's Blackwater and Mystery are I think most people would agree, well, bigger than what we have going on at Oasis and Mystery. You have Hollywood and Rose, two of the other biggest spheres on the sideline. So you don't need even a third of the game to topple what we have. You know, Blackwater has a bigger lower tier than Oasis on its own. So it's like, I don't see how you guys were that threatened by this. You know, we weren't
It's
this
principle,
hegemony that can't
Tyrion.
be
It's
defeated,
not
that
even just
need to
threatened.
band the game together against. You know, this was a situation where two blocks felt threatened. They wanted to link together for defense for this specific purpose, and that was that. You know, this is, in my mind, that's how many spheres should work. If you're in a unfavorable position, you work through FA to put yourself in a favorable position. We went the route of the public treaty, which in hindsight was a mistake. I think this was a public lesson for everybody of what happens when you make it public. And so, you know, for me, if I work with somebody in the future, it's going to be on a secret basis. And if people want to scream at me about, you know, it being secret, well, this is the case study as to why we can't go secret or why we can't go public. And so, you know, that's kind of what I have to say about that.
Tyrion, that's your MO anyways, buddy. You signed a secret treaty with us for the Quack War, and then for Duck Hunt, and then you signed a secret treaty with Rose so you can enter in on Guns N' Roses. So really, I don't understand how you can think that any of us is going to believe anything you have to say, my friend.
Well,
and I'm not trying to be a dick about it.
We were trying to do it differently going forward.
But you know what? Didn't you tell me, like, months before Guns N' Roses happened, that really the secret treaty stuff isn't really a good idea anymore in this game? Like, this is the problem that we're having, is the fact that we lack trust with each other. This is why the war spun out the way it did. Like, I don't understand how you thought that Oasis was going to be targeted by Clock. You guys, you're just like, well, we make fun of you guys. Man, we make fun of everybody.
You have to understand, though, you have remnants of KT who like to hit people just for fun. I mean, there's people within
essentially
Clock.
That's what we were going to do to Mystery,
Right.
but
it
didn't make sense for us to do it to Oasis, especially since we already knew that you had wanted to do something else against another block. Like, we didn't, like, I don't know. I wouldn't have targeted you guys.
But those KT guys might have. You know, I don't know
but
that.
KT can't just take off. So you're just really paranoid. You're really scared. And I'm not trying to insult you, but that's essentially what's going on.
If you just
but you're overreacting. Like, that was a massive overreaction that caused this to happen. This whole war happened because you guys overreacted.
You guys could have just explained it to us too, and it could have been resolved diplomatically. You guys kind of
No, this was never going to resolve diplomatically as soon as that MDP went down, buddy. It wasn't, because it turned into like I said, it turned into a principle because you guys joined up into the Hollywood war, into Guns N' Roses, so this became a principle.
Okay,
we had to make the statement that this is unacceptable. Like, we don't care about coalition building. It's been stated for years that coalition building no one cares about. What everyone has problem with is sacred treaties.
Like, this isn't a one-off thing. Like, this is the way minispheres work. We work with other blocks. This will happen.
Of course it is. And if other blocks choose to jump in on you to protect you down the road, whatever, man. I don't care. I'm not in leadership anymore, but I'd still got to call it out. You got to be careful with what you do. You can't just overreact every time you see a threat. Like, it's time for Oasis to friggin' stand up on its own. It truly is. You guys been around for a year now. Just about a year. What, January you guys started? You guys could have stood up on your own and see what the shots came. Like, yeah, I don't understand this philosophy that everybody has to control every tier.
Clock last night until we got Blackwater involved. You know, we were looking to have that narrative happen.
How did Blackwater get involved?
So Oasis was going to 1v1 against Clock, go in at Clock last night until Blackwater jumped in, you know, and it expanded everything. You know, we were looking to have a fair 1v1, relatively balanced war there, and kind of buck some of that narrative. But, you know, obviously, FA didn't play out that way.
Were we supposed to feel bad for you? No, because you signed MDP, so we made a plan to wipe you guys out?
Right, like, that's fine. Like, and I don't think you guys made a bad FA call. I think, you know, I can see the merit of the move. I'm not upset about that at all. I just, like I said, we were planning to make a move on our own offensively.
They did start it, and then Blackwater started coming in on them. I want to hear from Hilo. So obviously you weren't around, you said, when the treaty itself was signed, but I'm sure you've had a chance to talk to some people in your sphere. Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I've been around since things started getting more volatile.
What was the rationale explained to you, I guess, by some of the sphere leadership on signing that public treaty?
There were a lot of concerns that there were other agreements in place. From what I'm being told, there were concerns that there was more than Clock involved. You know, Clock never reached out to me. I would have expected someone from Cataclysm to reach out to me and be like, "Hey, this is an idea we want to shoot by you." Because if you're going to call it a community outreach, like Kev's been doing, I think Kata is missing the point of the first one, where we actually told people what we were going to do ahead of time. It didn't really catch anyone off guard when we hit WTF and FARC with the first community outreach. So to call it one of those it kind of misses the point of what that was, you know, and it kind of diminishes the spirit of that. But at the same time, you know, I stand looking for a war. We haven't been in one. We were looking for one too. I mean, we're not going to lie and say we weren't. We weren't looking Clock's way. Blackwater wasn't on our radar. Hollywood wasn't. We were just looking for something. We were probably looking to. We were going to ask around. There was you know, I shot the idea. Why not just ask Oasis? Hey, you know, let's have some fun. But I was also being talked to. There were people trying to talk me into not in mystery, but there were people trying to talk me into hitting Delta Block as well. And I was like, I don't even know who they are. What else?
Wait, are they actually still a thing?
I didn't know they were a thing. I did not know they were a thing. And
that's why Camelot's there now.
I didn't know that. I thought they died.
I did too. And then when people were like, "Are you hitting Delta?" I was like, "What? I thought they died."
They got.
Didn't all their members leave?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't think so. I'm looking at Camelot's page.
I don't
Anyway,
consider
sorry, I wasn't
Camelot
trying to.
being Delta.
Sorry, I'm going down to the Camelot's on
No,
the third page now. Oof, how the mighty have fallen, right? Let's see,
I
they're
forgot.
allied to Federated States of Orbis and Soldiers of Liberty. So, and I think
I don't know who any of
WTF
those
is there
are.
too. So,
I
and
don't know who
Genesis.
any of them.
No, it's fine. They should just
But
get
no.
rolled for not being the Johnsons anymore. That's my take, and not sticking to it. Yeah. Okay. Weisel or Waste as leader as gov of the two spheres that are sitting on the sidelines here for this. What was your thoughts and reactions to both the public treaty aspect of it all and then the war itself? We'll go Weisel first.
Looking at the treaty out of context, there's no problems with it. It's public, it's not secret, but you bring in the context of what happened in Guns N' Roses, that's where I got really annoyed with the treaty because we got hammered for our size, and then they sign Miss Inc. and then you have this humongous entity. I mean, I'm not going to call it a sphere. It is two separate spheres, but as soon as they signed that treaty, they were seen as one entity. That was my issue. It wasn't
Yes,
the
it is.
treaty itself. It was the context behind the treaty.
All right. Waves, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was clear that, it was just it wasn't so much. I think it just didn't come across well, and I think people understand building a coalition, but I think it was just never going to sit well with the public when it was announced the way it was.
Okay. I'm trying to read the chat. There's some interesting conversations going on in the chat. Is Water still on here? Sad day. Okay, no Wana, so we're gonna just assume that Blackwater is just vibing and having a good time.
Kilo Man bad. That's Juana's official statement.
Yeah, that might be. I mean, not put words in his mouth, but certainly something Wana might say. Wow, someone is.
Leave it to Kev.
Money shot.
Leave it to Kev.
Was it Kev?
Nice.
Kev's on the toilet,
yes,
man.
it's
That's
always
how he
Kev.
does his radio shows. Okay.
Coming at you live from Platinum Studios.
Isn't it more like Porcelain Studios?
Ooh, that one good. I know what you're talking about, first of all.
Okay. So, let's talk about this lovely. Let's talk about the war itself because obviously I know Tyrion, like Oasis, was trying to blitz Clock, and then at the same time, Blackwater and Clock was blitzing them. So it was kind of a cool war where both people were going offensive at the same time. I haven't looked at stats. Like I really haven't been paying much attention. So how's it going, Tyrion and Lefty and Kilo and Anonymous Wana? Having fun?
No.
You're not having fun on vacation, with Kilo?
I mean, now I got to hear about this for the next 6 months.
I
I'll pay
don't
Arlen
think
to give you
anybody's
some
going to give you a hard time over this one.
I mean, it's a valid reason, I promise.
Yes.
Well, I believe you, man.
Yeah, that was the real reason Cataclysm was gonna hit Mystery Inc. With Hand of Fate, we're like, okay, Kilo just went to VM, so
I mean,
there's got to be a war. So
really,
obviously.
really, this war is my fault. I knew if I hit VM, war would happen.
Every time.
Well, thank you for sacrificing yourself, Kilo, to the cause. So, when you have a brain fart and something just goes.
Hey, I got you, Morf. I got you covered, buddy.
Take me, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
That's about what happened to my brain.
There you go.
Need more fiber in your diet.
I really do.
Oh.
Or more fish oil, one of the two.
Pika got me this nice desk for the bathroom. So this is now my office.
Dude, it sounds like a good office to me, man. If I could just chill on the toilet all day.
I sort of pictured Kev's bathroom as the Tim Allen from Home Improvement's bathroom, the man's bathroom.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, and then I wear one of those beer drinking hats. You know what I'm talking about? Like the 2 cans. Mm-hmm. So I never have to move. My legs go numb though.
So, Kev, when are you replacing the bathroom door with closet doors?
Already done, my dude.
I guess, Lefty, could you talk about why Blackwater was your choice to work with coalition-wise? Or were they your choice? Or how'd that come about?
I think that's a little bit above my pay grade. As sad as I am to say that, not everything I am privy to.
So,
that's a Wana question.
Saying I need to fire you.
That is a Wana question.
Deca, where you at, man? Deca, where you at? Tiger, where you at?
Hey, just reading out of the chat. So, is it still a belief? Is it still a narrative you guys are trying to push that all of Clock was going to hit Mystery? Because that can be disproved really easily.
I thought we already been over this.
Oh, I don't know. I came in late. Sorry if you guys already talked about it. Disregard.
Oh, you came in late. Sorry, I didn't even realize. I just thought you just joined the voice chat just suddenly, to start talking. My bad.
Nope. No.
Ruining my plans.
Dear Deca, tell us why you chose Blackwater to work with. Or Tiger. I will invite one of you into the chat if you want to come join the chat.
Are you gonna make me read?
Tiger, you can.
Let me start reading.
You can voice chat.
Let me circle back.
Oh, Deca's coming in. He's coming.
Oh, is it?
I think Pika could come in.
Oh Lord, Deca coming.
Deca's coming. Heck yeah.
Invite to speak. Now we got to mute Lefty because he's, retired.
Yes, please.
What's up, Deca? Welcome to the show.
It's my first time here, I think. Well,
I think it is.
Wow.
Tell us about the decision to work with Blackwater on murdering Oasis and Clock. No, Oasis and Mystery, because you're Clock. That makes more sense.
You can trade it between Eclipse.
It sort of came as a surprise, and you have to keep in mind, me personally, I am relatively new to this stage, the FA stage, in this regard. So I truly did push a lot of responsibility onto Kigos, which I think is like a supreme choice as far as a representative. And we had some kind of faint awareness or a hunch that BW might have actually been targeted. So whenever we saw Oasis milling up and Mystery and everyone else milling up. The way I looked at it was more of like a mutual ground type of deal. Because prior to hearing about BW maybe getting hit, obviously with Mystery and Oasis, it was like, are we about to get rolled? We heard BW might get targeted, so yeah, the common ground is sort of the way we looked at it.
Okay. So it's let's kill them before they can kill one of us.
Jokes on everyone in here.
More or less.
We signed the MDP to hit each other.
I mean, it's pretty big brain, man.
That would have been dope. Oh.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
Kev's like, damn it, we shouldn't have hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Can't break the MDP if the people in the MDP are hitting each other. Because then you're mutually defending each other from...
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, big brain, man. You should have done it. Just,
We
I do
tried.
have,
you can't kill us because we're killing ourselves, kind of thing.
you can't kill what's already dead. Hey, real quick question. What is this like thing that I've heard from multiple members in your guys' coalition that if you guys wanted a fun war, why didn't you tell us about it first? Like, I keep seeing this over and over. That Luke guy in the forums recently put it. I think Muted Faith said it before. Like, it's all these people that are saying, hey, if you were being earnest and you actually wanted a fun war, then, drop us a line. Like, what's up with that?
Because you my plans, Kev.
What's that?
I'm gonna do something for you. I was gonna make the dream of the Thunderdome a reality. And then you rained on my parade again.
You should have done a rename. You should have joined the Johnsons first and then did the Thunderdome. It would have been great.
No, we were gonna make the Johnsons fight their way out of it first.
Oh man. That gets my nipples hard. I like that. Okay, go ahead.
We would have called it Burrito Thursday.
Can that be the name of the war?
I like it.
Burrito Thursday.
Didn't it start on a Saturday called Burrito Thursday?
Yeah. Hey, did the server seem like they held up last night, right?
Yeah, go Alex, huh?
No stupid error 552 war this time, guys. Here we go.
Is
It
it
was
really
choppy there
even
for
a
a bit,
blitz
but-
though? If the server doesn't crap out,
That's a good point.
Must have been a
it's
really
gonna
bad
pack it up,
blitz.
go home.
I just
All right,
think
Kev, we got to redo
think-
this next week.
I think the rule is here that if Hollywood's not in the war, the servers stay up because we're just so good. Weisel and Wace, what are your thoughts just sitting from the sideline about this? Do you guys feel comfy on the sideline? Do you feel
I need more
uncomfy
popcorn.
on the sideline? You got popcorn, you got
I need
margaritas.
more popcorn. I need more popcorn.
Okay.
If you want me to be completely honest, I have not been keeping up with how the Blitz went because I was drunk last night and I woke up this morning to see it. So I don't actually know the full story of how it's gone down so far. But yeah, popcorn, comfy.
Yeah. I got
That's
a
what I'm thinking about.
I got a couple notifications from a couple people. They're like, "Hey, the war's gonna start soon. Here's what's happening." As I was sitting down to watch a movie on a date, so I was just like, "Well, I hope they're telling the truth and we're not getting hit." I'm going out of pocket, and I got out of the movie and we didn't get hit, and I was like, "Sweet, this is nice." 1,000 people online at the time. That's pretty nice. So Becca, you probably can speak this more than Lefty since he's just sitting on a rocking chair at this point. Do you guys see this war lasting a while, or are you guys just trying to do it quick and get out? Or Tyrion, Kilo, you guys looking to just have a quick fun fight and get out, or what's your outlook going into this?
I think something short wouldn't be bad. There was a lot of, I wouldn't call it drama, but a lot of build up to this one, which I think was a lot of the entertainment, just alone from the fighting itself.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not like a prolonged. I mean, it doesn't matter either way, but you got the holidays, New Year's. I'm sure everybody would appreciate, ending on a more friendly note in that regard.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll give peace talks can start at 10:45 p.m. on a Wednesday, and it goes until 10:47 p.m. on that same Wednesday.
It's
And
not on.
if you don't type out 5 paragraphs worth of whatever, then
It's not the first of the month.
oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, the first of the month. Yeah. For any of you whippersnappers, that was an IQ reference.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say we had to pay a $5 billion bond to get to peace talks, but
Oh, I didn't want to say it on air. That's all.
Hey, we got a couple alliance leaders right here. We can do peace talks right now, guys. Just
There's a post on the forum that begs to differ about peace.
we can do it in a couple weeks. We'll host some live peace talks here on Morf Radio, and see how that goes. Was it Guns N' Roses that had the really short peace talk, or was it?
Both of them were short.
Yeah, even Bollywood was pretty short.
Both
It was like,
of them
hey,
were short.
here's the terms. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. We're done.
peace talks have been generally short for a while now. Like when Quack hit Swamp, peace talks were like 15 minutes before we had an agreement.
Yeah.
When
like
Delta
those
hit
peace
Hedge
talks.
Money, same thing.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything they want to bring up? Don't want to keep people too long on a Sunday. But if there's anything we need to argue about or yell about or talk about, we can. Oh yeah, Rose hit 1 million. That's pretty nice. Waste
Did
in
they
the
actually hit
comments.
1 million?
I think they did hit 1 million.
I don't want to lie.
1,005,304.
Yeah, no, nothing really to say on it. It's pretty cool. Second time, this time legitimately. So
Yeah,
that's
the
about
first
it,
time I
really.
don't think counts.
Picture that monster milling up.
I mean, they are milled up, right?
Yeah,
So
they are.
they're milled up, and Cindy's pretty full up, and they're 300,000 score more than. I mean, I'm sure Cindy's lost some mill, but well, I guess that's not necessarily true. What's Enterprise at? This is always the fun part. Well, they're still about 180,000 bigger than Cindy with Enterprise. So, Hollywood declared war on Rose. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's not what happened. So we're pretty happy, just chilling on the sidelines. I think, right, Weisel?
Yeah, we're eating popcorn.
Typical TKR, never getting their hands dirty, never fighting wars.
Excuse
Always on the
me?
sideline. Always on the sideline.
What was the last major global we were in?
The last major?
Before my
this is
time.
forever ago.
It's before
Never
my
in
time.
wars. Pixel huggers. That's right.
Pixel huggers. I mean, I don't mind the break, man.
I'm pretty sure like the last 9 out of 10 CBs has been like because you're TKR. Like that's been the last 9 out of 10 globals.
Like, why are you still here?
I'm kind of waiting for the moment where like Oasis.
What's your
Mystery
CB?
Inc.
Points at TKR.
Kind of waiting for that moment where Oasis, Mystery Inc., Clock, and Blackwater are all like, "JK, we're all actually rolling TKR."
This is Surfs Up again. That's all.
Surprise! Please don't actually play us.
That war was actually fun. I had fun on that one.
Yeah, we got our ass kicked, but it was so fun.
No con, no DMing to hit TKR. This TKR should be a endangered species at this point. Please protect us. We are tired. Okay. Any final thoughts? Closing thoughts? Happy thoughts? Anything?
Who all thought? Yeah, I do. Did anyone think that there would be any blitzing or war prior to yesterday? Like, was there any speculation that it would happen a day or two before?
I
We
figured
heard
it was gonna
rumblings the
happen.
day before.
I figured it was gonna happen. I didn't think they would just want to sit and fiddle until the nap ends, because the nap still has what, 5 days, 6 days?
Friday night.
That's a long time to just sit at full mill if you're not doing anything.
For sure thought we would get hit 2 days after.
I was a little surprised that it wasn't like a day or two ago, but I guess there was some discussions going on to try to de-escalate, possibly. I'm sure Tyrion can speak more to that than anyone else can, but
There were. He's not here to defend himself, but Wana kind of did the biggest snake move to me that I've seen since I've been in this game. So, um, but all indications were we had peace with them. They weren't going to get involved. We had an agreement amongst ourselves, and he went back on his word for. It was unnecessary from his end. So, but I think the war. The war probably makes sense for Blackwater and Clock. I don't blame them for wanting the war or proceeding with the war. We'll have fun with it and do the best we can with it. But from an FA side, I was pretty disappointed in Wana.
well, it would be nice if he was here, but he is busy. Was that because of the? And I was it because of the treaty not getting canceled in time? Right, that's what I heard. Right,
Yeah, I mean, I could go through story time if you guys really cared, but yeah, more or less.
Oh, we love story.
Yeah.
All right. So
Flush it.
we obviously the MVP got in place, and then we got kind of wind that Clock was shopping around for someone to hit Oasis with them, multiple spheres, and shortly thereafter we see Blackwater milling up. So it seemed pretty obvious those two guys were together, which turned out to be accurate.
Okay.
So Wednesday morning, I think it was, I reached out to Wana and Darth Ataxia, me and Valini did, trying to just ask them what's going on, kind of explain things, talk to them. Nothing. They didn't respond at all. A day and a half passed. Now we're into Thursday night. Follow up again. Kind of start giving them a little more of support as to our position, and still nothing. A couple days have passed, so now we're into Friday night, effectively, basically the day before they're blitzing us. If they wanted to proceed with blitzing us, don't come to us to try to work out a deal. Was kind of my thought here, but. They come to us and they basically say, after discussing internally and everything, we believe that if you dissolve the MDP with Mystery, we won't get involved. We'll consider it completely done. They let us know that Blackwater neither had or has currently any interest in Mystery or Oasis if the MDP isn't in place. Like, okay, well, we'll work on getting rid of that. We'll get that. Because we wanted to avoid this war. We didn't want to fight Blackwater. We didn't want to go at Clock. We wanted to de-escalate the situation.
What did talk?
And Wana kind of asserted that they hadn't been focused on Oasis until this whole situation, and was dealing with the rumors. And we had a really good conversation. And I hadn't really talked to Wana previously about FA stuff. It was kind of a first conversation we had really had, and so I was applauding him on his character, and I walked away from that conversation feeling like we were on really good terms. Like, hey, we could even work with these guys in the future. Really upstanding guys. We came to a good understanding. He also acknowledged that our actions speak louder than words, because if we were intending to hit Blackwater, we would have done it days ago, when they were well below full mill and we had the advantage on them. Obviously we were telling the truth that we were not coming for them. We wanted to de-escalate the situation. And so Wana gave his word. He said, I cannot in good conscience endorse hostilities between us, is what he said to me. And so like, okay, we'll get rid of the MDP within the day. After they basically agreed they would stay out of it. They said this is a fight between Mystery and Clock. We will let it go. We'll sit out. And So then later that night, they come to us and there's like, have you started to discuss the dropping of the MVP? And we're like, well, it's kind of late. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow and get it taken care of. Valini asked them if we could have 24 hours, and they went back and talked to their government. They came back to us and said, yep, 24 hours. So we're like, cool. So we go to bed that night thinking we'll have all day yesterday to kind of unwind the MDP, because obviously you don't want to just drop that and leave Mystery high and dry, because we knew that as soon as the MDP ends, Mystery's getting rolled. That's kind of where that's leading us. So Saturday morning, I wake up and there's stuff in my inbox from them basically saying, hey, what's the status on this? We let them know, like, hey, we haven't had a chance to talk to people. We're going to do that. We're going to roll out the cancellation later on this day. And they're like, cool. Then they follow up again, half hour later. You're thinking earlier today or later this afternoon. We're like, yeah, it'll be in a few hours here. We'll get that up. And we kind of explained to them, we need to talk to Mystery and our own guys. This isn't something you just drop on your own. That's kind of a shitty move because they're going to get rolled. So, we're about 6 hours out till day change. And all of a sudden, Juana comes into the DMs and is like, hey, I don't mean to push y'all, but this needs to be done sooner than later. Basically, a gun to the head type situation. And so, again, after our whole conversation the day before, how they kind of asserted they weren't going to get involved, it definitely seemed like they had the plans still in place to move forward, and they weren't backing down. And all of a sudden, it became super urgent that we made it public immediately, as if my word to him wasn't good, that we were going to cancel it after all. It's like there was no trust there on our end, because if we're stating that we're going to do this and we don't do it, that's obviously not a good look on us. That would come back on us. We stated what we were doing. Evidence a few hours later, we did do that publicly. He wanted the answer right then and there. We hadn't had those conversations yet. I told him, we should be posting it within the half hour. It didn't get done that quickly, and he kind of cited that as a reason, a self-imposed timeline that wasn't met in time, that reason why they went forward with the war. But, again, from the night before, we had the understanding that they weren't getting involved because they understood our position and everything. We had those assurances, and again, he gave us 24 hours the night before, and all of a sudden it became like it needed to happen immediately. And it was just very apparent they wanted the war to proceed. They didn't want to call it off. So again, we had been ghosted since Wednesday. There was no reason to come to us offering us this de-escalation on a Friday night to make this deal, then go back on it. That just ghost us at that point if you still want the war. There was no reason to basically lie to us for that reason. And so, I just felt that was really shitty to, work that FA arrangement out, have come to an agreement between two sphere leaders, and then just kind of decide you don't need to, just can basically lie and proceed with your plans anyhow. So I was just disappointed that I hadn't seen anybody really operate that way. I think sphere leaders can lie on occasion when it's necessary. If I come to you and say, are you hitting me? Of course you're going to say no. You don't want to divulge plans and stuff. But this wasn't that situation where I was asking him, what are you guys doing? Are you hitting us? Like, it was just, he again, they came to us that night basically to broker the de-escalation. And so it's like, that was completely unnecessary to do that if you were going to move forward with hitting us anyway. So long story short, that was kind of shitty. And I did not appreciate that from Juana.
Anyone?
Wait, did you say he came to you? He came to
Yes.
you to sign a nap? It wasn't the other way around?
Well, so we had tried starting on Wednesday to de-escalate things, and they ghosted us until Friday night. And it's like, at that point, they had already made up their mind to fight us, apparently. And he didn't even deny that. They did kind of indicate they had the secret agreement in place. But yeah, they came to us on Friday to de-escalate the situation. We thought we had come to an agreement. We did exactly what we said we were going to do as far as canceling the MDP, and they hit us anyway. And so it's, again, I would have rather just been ghosted on Friday rather than them come to us to broker that deal.
All right. Any thoughts on that before we start wrapping? It's hard to. Hopefully, Juana can come on another time and give his side because it would be nice to hear what he has to say. But he ended up not being able to make it.
Did your
So
voice just crack?
no, I just am kind of sick, but it's okay. Don't be hating on me, people. I will take another 6-month Morph Radio hiatus. Okay.
No thanks.
Any thoughts?
I have a question post show, but I'll wait for you to wrap it up.
Okay, let's wrap it up so Soup can go do something else. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll go into our post-show shoot the breeze shit. Enjoy the war. Have fun. And we'll see you on the flip side. All right, we're done. Goodbye.